you who are new to my channel, hi, my name is AJ and welcome to my life. Life in a shelter. Living in a shelter is depressing, it's stressful and sad, lonely, and there's just so many things going through your mind, and you don't expect to live in a shelter, you don't expect to end up there, to see yourself there until eventually it does happen, and until eventually you are in a shelter. So through everything that I'm going through, I was almost living on the streets, and then like my whole life just turned around. I was panicking, I didn't know what to do, and I didn't have no other choice, so I had to just move into a shelter. So I found a few people that were working with shelters, or they had connections or something like that, and then yeah, I found a few people, and then looking for a place to stay, and then I was sent to a shelter. So this is kind of hard to speak about because you don't expect to see yourself living in a shelter until you don't have a choice anymore, and the only thing you can do, the only place you can go to is a shelter. So it is hard. I wasn't in a shelter for a long time, I've just been there for a few days, but being there for a few days has taught me a lot and has made me think a lot about my life. My life just, I don't know, like my life just went crashing down, like my whole life just fell apart, and I don't even know what to say or how to put it because I don't want it. For me, living in a shelter is lonely, and they took all my sharpest objects away from me, of course. I did go into that mindset of wanting to become suicidal again, and I've spent a lot of nights and days crying, and the only place that I would be is in the room. So at the shelter we'll have breakfast at 5:30 to 6 a.m. and then snack time would be from 11 till 12, lunchtime from 1 to 2 p.m. and again snack time would be around 4 till 5, and then supper would be 6 till 7, and then snack time again from 10 to 11 p.m. So yeah, I would just have lunch, I would just have my breakfast, my lunch and my supper, and then back to my room again. I'll be on my phone and just sitting there thinking about where I went wrong, where my life went wrong, why I'm in a shelter, and why would God just place me there? Like, I've done nothing wrong. What did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve to be there? Like, it just, being in a shelter has got me thinking about a lot of things, and I don't plan on going back to a shelter anytime soon, so I am doing everything in my power to prevent that from happening. I just, to think that no matter how good of a person you are, and no matter what good deeds you do, it's just like, no matter how good you are or what you do for people, is your life is just, nobody is there to help you. So no matter how good of a person you are or what you do for other people, the good deeds you do for other people, nobody will be there to help you out when you need them, or just nobody's there to help. Everybody just disappears and runs away, and the day you fall, and I mean like fall hard to the ground, you'll have no one. Being so being in a shelter is lonely. You fall into a state of depression. So when I was living in a shelter, I fell into depression, and I fell into a state of depression, and I was just depressed, crying every night and thinking where my life went wrong, where I went wrong, what I did wrong, and what did I do to deserve that? Why am I being in a shelter? Just God. There were just so many things going through my mind. There were just so many things going through my mind, and you don't expect something to happen to you until it does happen to you. So I've never pictured myself living in a shelter. I've never thought about it, and then I did. It was hard for me, and knowing that I have no one I can count on, no one I can depend on but myself and God. Like, nobody is there to help you, so you can do any good deed for someone, but at the end of the day, that person will just not help you in the end. So living in a shelter is hard. I felt like just giving up and quitting and just taking my life because I hit rock bottom. So I felt like I didn't have the energy to get back up again, but it was just something that kept me going. But moving around a lot from house to house, it ain't easy, that I can tell you for sure. It is not easy, and knowing that you just want to get back on your feet, that is all. You just want a stable place, you want a stable home just to get back on your feet. And it takes a long time. I can't do a shelter again. I can't. Just thinking about it. Oh my God. I gotta. I told myself that I wouldn't cry, guys. And I told myself I wouldn't cry, so I need to be strong. But it's hard when you have to be strong for yourself, and I'm not only trying to be strong for myself but for my brother as well. I don't know. You guys might think I'm crazy or something. Sorry guys, I had to get up my face. So living in a shelter is not easy, and I can say that because I have experienced that for myself. So yeah, it gets lonely, and to think that you thought you had people who had your back, people that just stand by you and help you out, and then when you hit rock bottom, you have no one, and that is life. Like, there is going to be no one there to help you out, to just to be there. And I can say that just so life in a shelter is hell, And to those living in a shelter, I don't know how you guys handle that. I don't know how you cope. And when I was living in a shelter, I just want to say that I was thankful that I had a roof over my head, a bed to sleep in, I could take a home shower, and I had food in my stomach. So that's what a shelter basically provides. Not all shelters, but the one that I was staying in, I'm thankful to the guys that helped me and the lady that helped me, that took me in and allowed me to stay for a few days. But I wasn't coping. I wasn't handling it very well. I did want to commit suicide. Living in a shelter is not for everyone, but a shelter is there for a reason. If you have nowhere to go, if you are living on the streets, that is why a shelter is there for you to go to, so that you can have a roof over your head, a warm bed to sleep in, and maybe take a home shower and have food in your stomach. So I'm grateful for that. And I don't want to go back to a shelter, and by the looks of it, I don't want to go back to a shelter, and but at the same time I don't want to live on the streets. And I was so close, like so close to living on the streets, and I don't want that to happen. I want to be in a stable home and in a stable, I just don't want that to happen. And I want to be in a stable home and a stable environment, and I want to just get back on my feet again. And by the looks of it, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. I might go back to a shelter, I might not go back to a shelter, I don't know. But that's life, I guess. Like, that's life. That's all I can say. I'm in that state. I do still get depressed. I do still cry thinking about my life, where I went wrong, what happened, and why God is doing this to me. But at the same time, I don't want to question Him, God. And I know that everything happens for a reason, and let's just see what happens. So it's either I'm moving back into a shelter or I'm not. Whatever God has planned for me, I'm trusting Him. My life is in His hands, and whatever happens, happens. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and turn on my post notifications, which is the bell button, to get notified every time I do upload a new video. Stay tuned. See you guys next time. Bye.